Beats by CP3.
Yes, sir. And got to get back in the studio. Haven't had time to lay down any new tracks. I got some new kits that I haven't even had a chance to use. But hopefully, when the new year comes around, I have a little bit more free time to start, getting back into making some new hotter tracks. Because, you know, I want to make that hot like five. And get back into some hot.
Okay. Oh shoot. I didn't even realize that I was posted. I didn't realize that my camera was up.
Oh, for real? Oh, yeah. I
Mm.
did see it in the joint.
It had disappeared for a while. But so it's been 2 weeks since we've been on, so we got a lot to talk about. We got guests in the building, but I know you want to go ahead. You want to do your recap, or you want me to do the videos first?
I'm gonna go ahead and do the recap. Because I'm gonna chop it up and share it to some of the commanders groups because I didn't get a chance to do my post game. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the recap right now. My post game, maybe do a quick little breakdown, and you can set up for whatever videos you want to play after
Okay.
I go into this. You see, I had to pull the clipboard out because we had a classic NFC East division battle in December, which is between the Commanders and the Giants. So it's been a long time since those words have been put together in a sentence. And we got a very entertaining game. Unfortunately, in my opinion, there were some inconsistencies in the calls. There were a lot of things that weren't called, and I feel like the referees had too much influence on the outcome of this game, which was a tie, 20-20, which has the Commanders at 7-5-1, the Giants at 7-4-1, and due to the tie, still standing pat at number 6 and number 7 in the wild card playoff race, respectively. So this game, this tie didn't hurt these teams because uh, even with, I believe, Seattle is the team right behind. I have to check the score to see where they're sitting at. But if they do win, they'll be 7-5. The Commanders will be 7-5-1. They will have the advantage by percentage points, is why they will still hold on to their spot. And the same thing with the Giants. They will have a higher percentage of a win rate than Seattle does. So this doesn't hurt them right now, but that makes the game in 2 weeks even more important because it's going to be the tiebreaker. And it's it's an advantage to the Commanders in that aspect because they have a bye week and they can take their days off, go review the tape from this game and dissect it and come up with a game plan and tweak some of the things that didn't work and go with some of the things that did work. On the flip side, for the Giants, they have to play the division leading Eagles, who just restocked on the defensive line, picking up Sue and Linfield Joseph that was just sitting at home, two big 300 plus pound guys to clog up the middle. And we see what they did to Tennessee today, putting a 30 burger on them. And then they face the Commanders again. And then I believe they have the Cowboys and then the Eagles again. So the road for the playoffs is a lot tougher. Well, I can even say a lot tougher because the Commanders have a formidable schedule also. Um, but the Commanders have a bye. Then we have the Giants. Then we have the 49ers, the Browns, and then the Cowboys to end the season. So the Browns right now are X Factor with Deshaun Watson. This is his first game back. I believe they won today, I believe. So that's kind of an X Factor game now because, he's fresh. He's ready to go out there and make some noise after all of the stuff with him. So now every one of these games, and Cleveland does have a quality defense, so every one of these games are going to be meaningful and they're going to be tough battles. Um, this game had a lot of adversity for both sides. I didn't see the fumble that Daniel Jones had in the first quarter, but the Commanders were able to get some points off of that. Unfortunately, weren't able to get a touchdown. Then later in the game, the Giants got a similar play from Heineke, strip sack, technically fumble, and like I said, it came down to a 20-20 tie. I felt like the Commanders had a chance to win this game several times, especially in overtime when they got that drive and were just about in Joey Slide's field goal range, and two bad play calls. Because Scott Turner, the last 6 out of 7, I was giving him credit for quality game plan. He had a quality game plan in this one, but in this tight division game, your deficiencies are multiplied when you don't execute and don't have a quality game plan. They had a couple of situations where if they would have continued to run the ball when you had timeouts right before, the end of the quarter or end of the half, where he could have used that to his advantage instead of passing the ball, an incomplete pass, and giving the ball up on downs. But as I've said, no one's perfect. No offensive coordinator is perfect. No player is perfect. So hopefully he'll correct that going into the next game because, as I said, this is going to be a crucial battle and going to have very big playoff implications going forward. Just to go over some of the stats, Taylor Heineke, 41, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, with a 101.2 quarterback rating. Daniel Jones, 25 for 31, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions, 104.3 quarterback rating. And to add, he had about 75 rushing yards, which I said in my pregame, we have to keep him in the pocket and make him one-dimensional. Now, this is 2 weeks in a row. We've had a mobile quarterback get over 70 yards on us. So that's something we're definitely going to have to correct because up until these last 2 games, all the mobile quarterbacks that they faced this year, they've done a terrific job, especially being able to hold Jalen Hurts to under 50 yards total in 2 games rushing. No, I think it was under 70 yards, I'm sorry. in 2 games rushing. He saw what he did today, and you saw what he did last week. So they definitely going to have to get more discipline. Granted, Montez Sweat was out, and they had a backup in, and still anticipating Chase Young maybe get on the field after this bye week, add another wrinkle to it. So there's room to grow for both of these teams going into the battle that's going to probably determine how things fall out in the playoffs. And if, indeed, we will have 4 NFC East teams in the playoffs for the first time ever. Um, Brian Robinson, 21 carries, 96 yards, 4.6 yard average. Saquon Barkley, 18 carries, 63 yards, a 3.5 yard average, and 1 touchdown. Terry McLaurin had a good day, especially for my fantasy team, because I could use the points. I'm trailing right now. He had 8 catches for 105 yards, 13.1 yard average, and a touchdown. Isaiah Hodgins had 5 catches, 44 yards, 8.8 yard average for 1 touchdown. Like I said, this was a very, very good game, very entertaining. Like I said, between 2 division rivals, the classic NFC East battle. Both teams physical, run the ball. You saw the momentum shift several times. The Commanders got out to a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. The next thing you know, the Giants flipped it and scored 10 points in 5 minutes to tie the game. Then they took the lead. Then we tied it up. They took the lead again. Then we were able to tie it late in the game to force overtime. And there were some missed opportunities in overtime. But, all in all, like I said, it was a good game. I wasn't expecting a tie. Thought did cross my mind in the fourth quarter that these folks might tie. And I was like, nah, this is a division game. They're gonna find a way. Somebody's gonna find a way to edge it out. And it was a couple of times on both sides where the Commanders had a chance late in the game to, take the ball down the field and get a field goal and came up short. The Giants had a chance to do the same thing. So, like I say, penalties played a larger factor in this game than I would have liked. They picked up the flag on a couple of plays that were blatantly penalties. They called some penalties on the Commanders that even the commentators couldn't, pull something out of their ass to try to make it make sense. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm never going to blame the refs. They left some points on the board. They had some missed opportunities, and they're going to have to learn from it. But like Jonathan Allen said a few weeks ago in this post game, let's fix the mistakes. So and without having to take a loss. So they didn't take a loss. So now they're going to fix the mistakes. So them continue to fix the mistakes and win. So now they have the opportunity to do that in another week after their bye. I know they're not happy about the tie, but I know they'll take it and enjoy their days off for the bye week and then get back to it next week. So I'm gonna just round out with the game with the team stats to say how close it was, and then I'll be done. Commanders had 25 first downs. The Giants had 20. Third down conversions. Both teams were bad or the defenses were good. Depends on how you want to look at it. The Giants were 4 for 13 on third downs, and the Commanders were 3 for 14. So I think play calling had a lot to do with that on both sides. Both of the coordinators were trying to outthink each other and outthink the defensive coordinator instead of just playing football. Rushing the ball, the Giants had 134 yards. The Commanders had 165. Passing, Commanders had 245 yards. The Giants had 182. Giants had 5 sacks. Commanders had 3. Penalties, Commanders had 7 for 56 yards. 7 accepted penalties for 56 yards. And the Giants had 4 for 34 yards. In time of possession, which the Commanders are leading the league in, and today for the first time we saw 2 long drives that didn't result in points for this team. Field goal or touchdown. We had a missed field goal and we had to punt because of a penalty. So 41 minutes and 11 seconds the Commanders had the ball. Giants had the ball for 20 minutes and 49 seconds. So they pretty much handled their business for the most part, but they gave up explosive plays. And like I said, a couple of questionable calls and no calls that still I'm scratching my head about. But all in all, it's a good game. This Commanders need to do better to come out on top next time to try to solidify that playoff spot. Make sure you tune in tomorrow night for Sports in the Hill podcast with Robbie, Duchenay, DC's People Champ there. Break it down in their own way. Then also talk Capitals, whose last couple of games have will make you upset, giving up late leads and losing one in overtime and losing one in regulation when they could have won. They'll recap that and talk Wizards who've been having an up and down, wins three, lose three season. I've been watching from afar. So make sure you check them out. Sports on the Hill podcast, 9 o'clock Monday nights, streaming live on Facebook, on Robbie's Twitch channel. You can always check out Sports OTHP, click on the link around 9 o'clock, and it'll go straight to his feed and you can check out the show. As always, DC Sports Other Politics. It's not just a catchphrase, it's not just a motto. It's what we do, baby.
Okay. So real quick before we can get to the videos now, because we can finally talk about this since you just seen the movie.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So I sort of so while we were waiting, we was off for 2 weeks. We were nominated for the award for 1 week. We didn't win. Um, that was a decent experience. I'd rather for all three of us be here to actually talk about the experience.
yeah.
Uh,
You can wait till
Lady Antoinette.
That's
Uh,
right.
and then the other week I was just tired.
Yeah, sometimes
So
it's timing, y'all.
yeah, I was just tired. You know, that 9 to 5 got their money out of me that week. Um, so we're back this week. We got the James brothers coming in. But we got the but I had seen the week before the Black Panther Part Two, Wakanda Forever. Uh, and you just recently got to see it.
Yeah, I saw it last night. I'm not a big comic book person, so I don't get into all the intricacies. But I know it's been some debate over. I know you mentioned about the sister being Black Panther. That's really how it was. I liked it because it was true to the comic.
Mm.
And I heard a lot of folks, that didn't know that were upset, talking about why they do that, yada yada yada. But looking back on it, it was for one, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. I think they did him justice with the way they incorporated his passing into them. I don't want to get too much with folks, but yeah, I probably already seen. I know I'm also so it ain't no spoilers for real. But I like the way they.
Yo, they hit you off the back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they definitely addressed that, and I think they did it in a nice way, in a
Yeah,
classy way. Like you said, it was sprinkled all throughout, and his presence was felt throughout that whole
throughout,
movie.
throughout the movie.
Yeah,
But this was the Angela Bassett movie. Let's not fool ourselves.
yeah, yeah. That's.
Um, I would. She played the part. Because before the first Black Panther, it's like, oh, Angela Bassett's in it. She had a cute little role, and it wasn't. But she took full lead in this part and put this movie on her back, and she really did it. The rage, the anger that she expressed as a mother was phenomenal. At times, where she really brought that character to life. Uh, if I thought it was a damn near great movie. If I do have one criticism about the movie, I thought the guy they did a good look. Like the guy, he did look like Namor. Um,
Oh yeah.
I didn't think his voice really matched because Namor has when I've heard Namor in the cartoons, it's always been like a deeper voice. But overall, I thought they did him justice. I think
It was definitely, it had some, twists and stuff,
yeah.
and some of the backstory was interesting, stuff that, like I say, I'm not a comic, so it was for someone that's just enjoying the movie. It was a good movie, that wasn't, engulfed in the Marvel world that really want to see it. So it was definitely a quality movie. The soundtrack was nice with it. And Marvel always had a funny, they funny moments in the joint.
Yeah, they did.
And like I said, I don't want to give away too much, but the ending,
Then, yeah, the ending made sense.
yeah, I like the way it tied in
To
to the first one, and it explains
explain.
why things happen the way they
Yeah,
did.
yeah. So they did a good job of tying up loose ends in the movie.
So do you think they'll do another one?
Definitely. This one sets it up for.
Okay, that's what I was figuring.
So I thought that was good. Uh, Shout out to World Finesse Productions. Shout out Lenny. What's going on? He set up this interview today for us with the James brothers. So we just waiting on them to come through at 7. Um, there was also I grew up watching the Adams Family. so on Netflix, I always like to say what different shows I'm watching.
Yeah.
So I watched the Wednesday show. Tim Burton did it. Some black people who were supposed to be mad because some of the black people in the show were looking like villains. I didn't get that. Uh, People just find ways to
They just want
complain.
to be mad to be mad.
They just want to be mad to be mad. However, it was the little girl who plays Wednesday did a good job, um, and I thought was a very good series. I actually binge watched it all the way to the end, and I thought it was a dope series. So shout out to them. Um, what else have I watched? I was watching the thing about Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend. You know,
Whatever her name is.
yeah, she because
Yeah, I don't even want to mention her name. We might get murked for that shit.
yeah, I mean she was a creep. I mean that's all I can really tell you about that. It just got to the point like some days I'll be watching stuff like that and I was just like, yo, this is depressing. I don't even want to finish this. Um, I'd rather be entertained on my day off than to deal with depression because she was a creep and she was a predator and
At the same time.
yeah, at the same time. So it's just like, yo, we got we focus too much on stuff like that.
I mean, the whole Epstein, I haven't really delved into it. I know it's a lot of specials and documentaries on it. Um, to me, it's not like I said. Most of the stuff that goes on that comes out, it's not a surprise to me because we've known this stuff has gone on. It's just now that there's proof. And you still want to have the naysayers say, "Oh no, it's conspiracy." This.
Yeah, tell them shut the hell up.
This is human nature. Just like with what's the producer Harvey
Weinstein.
Weinstein. Men with power that can't get none will use their power to get some forcefully, manipulated wise, or throw their career at it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, most of the folks that have power are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Or they turn into pieces of shit because they get corrupted by the power.
Definitely. So I was like, yo, I thought they were. I thought I got to contact what's the name because they keep fucking up my live on on IG. But
My social media presence is so crazy.
No, the Lulu TV because it starts to count down. Like you have so many more. I have unlimited minutes. I don't understand why they keep doing that. But that's neither here nor there. That's something we deal with off there. But so yeah, I was like, it just wasn't entertaining for me. So big shout out to Nas. So basically, there was a instance where 21 Savage on Clubhouse made a reference about Nas not being relevant after King Disease 3 had came out, and then he tried to clear it up. Nas and 21 Savage got together, and they did a song together to show that there was no animosity and stuff. I love it when brothers get together and do stuff like that as kings. Um,
that's cool because instead of it only going to be
something, because people wanted it to be, because he was saying Nas wasn't relevant because he has a loyal fan base. He wasn't saying he wasn't irrelevant. His music wasn't good or anything like that. He was just saying he's been around, but people going to take it how they take it.
Yeah, no doubt.
But I thought it was dope. I thought it was dope that Nas handled the situation like he did.
And somebody said you gotta pull my mic levels up a little bit.
That's because your voice keeps changing.
Man, you know how it be, man. You gotta adjust with the program, baby. It's about adapting. My voice changed on the daily, baby.
Yo, pull the mic a little closer. Say something.
Check.
Say something again.
Check.
Is your mic turned on?
Yep. How you gonna give me a non-live mic? See, I was set up from the beginning.
So. Okay. Yeah. So basically, that was one of the things that so big salute to Nas for that because I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I didn't know, like I said, I don't know about the stuff you tell me, but it's definitely, like I say, good to see folks, you know, coming together and do a collaboration as opposed to
beefing.
beefing, going back and forth, talking about this, talking
Mhm.
about that. And Nas being the dude that he is, I know he would
Mhm.
probably be more diplomatic about it anyway. He wouldn't even
Yeah,
come out doing that. He'd probably reach out to him and be like, let's
yeah.
rap. So
So
that's a good example for some of these young rappers. So
definitely, definitely, definitely. One thing I have been watching, 50 Cent got a show. I've been watching clips on it on YouTube. Hip Hop Homicide. So it's been dealing with a lot of the homicides that's gone on up in hip hop, and and exploring different things. I watched the one about uh, who was it? Who was it? I just finished. I was watching the one about Pop Smoke. I watched the one about there was a rapper that was coming out, Magnolia Shorty. Uh, she was killed. Uh, she was signed to Cash Money at one point. Uh, they jumped on a car and they sprayed, but they weren't even trying to kill her. They was trying to kill somebody else. Soldier Slim. I finished watching that joint also, and then Chinx Drugs. Um, Basically, I finished watching that joint.
shit, we can have a series for a decade off of just the recent activity of these rappers getting killed. I mean, it's good to get their story out there, but it's sad
Yeah,
that you have to have a show dedicated to
the
young artists getting killed
kill.
on a regular
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. I feel that. I also we have to it's crazy though. Like because even with the Chink Jugs joint, he was down with the Coke Boys and French Montana and stuff, and he basically was killed because of another rapper he had beef with when they were locked up. Um, and the dude wound up they like they track everything now, so his phone records and everything were tracked. Uh, and they wound up catching him, but he thought that Chinks was basically holding back his career because they were at a concert in Philly, and Chinks was like, "Oh no, I don't fuck with this dude because he's a rat." Because basically he ratted on Chinks when they were in prison about getting beat the fuck up. Um, so yeah, yeah. I mean, shit like that happens.
I mean, mentioning that, I was at the movies last night. We saw the preview for Creed 3 now. Sad to
Yeah,
say I haven't even seen one or two, so shoot me, I know. But
they were actually good.
yeah, that's what I heard. I've been trying to catch them, and it's on, cable, but I can never seem to catch it from the beginning, and I'll be forgetting to look at it on demand. So, but the plot for Creed 3 is kind of something related to prison. I don't know if you've seen the trailer; it's been out for a while, but
Yeah,
yeah, it make that one right there makes me want to go back and watch the first and second because the first two was cool. I was always a Rocky fan, but not a big Rocky fan. And I was like,
mm,
it's a good,
mm,
good segue into another franchise if they
mm.
want to make it that way. But the fact, and then I saw that he's actually directing it, so I was like, I got to give it a shot and check it out, man.
So so Creed 3 is the first one that doesn't have Rocky Balboa in it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
So first two did, okay.
so he was Sylvester Stallone said he wanted to walk away from it.
Hmm.
But then they heard they were doing three Creed. He was like, because he doesn't have ownership of the Rocky character, and the person who actually does was decided to do Creed 3. So there was a little conflict with it. So, but Michael B. Jordan doesn't have beef with Sylvester Stallone. It's just Stallone and the higher up people. Because even though he created Rocky, but the thing is, when you create something and you sell it, you lose the ownership rights
They
to
can do
certain
whatever
things.
they want to do.
Yeah, pretty much. So we're about to play some videos real quick. Go to a video break.
Yes, sir.
Every time that I pop out, I be bringing all this guap out. Black bottles go block out. It be bringing all the thoughts out. Oh man, every time that I pop out, big drip bring the mop out. New coupe, drop the top down. Cause I got it on lock now. Oh yeah, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out, I'm all looking top out. Look, I can't even walk down the block now. This how it is when you got clout. Yeah, I got a bad bitch, she a knockout. People champ like the rock out. Piggy ring with the rock out. I ain't playing like an NBA lockout. Look, I ain't even had to bring a Glock out. Why? They fuck with me hard in my city. I'm a big dog in the yard in my city. Respect from the G's and the broads in my city. No religion, I live like a god in my city. I run it, you can't even jog in my city. They miss me whenever I'm gone from my city. Touchdown just to throw on the yards in my city. Oh Lord, I do it all for my city. And everywhere that I go, I ain't gotta tell them, they already know. It must be my shine, it must be my glow. I told them before that whenever I show, it's a show. Tell me, have you checked the scope? It's a blowout and they already asking for more. I've been fly for a while now, so yeah. Every time that I pop out, I be bringing all this guap out. Black bottles go block out. It be bringing all the thoughts out. Oh man, every time that I pop out, big drip bring the mop out. New coupe, drop the top down. Cause I got it on lock now. Oh yeah, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, like yeah, you cool, but tell me fool, what's cooler than super? These hoes love me like I'm Luther, and I'm clean as a loofah. You just blowing smoke like a hookah. But shouts to my shooter, play dumb and this shit, it get stupid. Like he made a move on the movement, and that's why he ain't moving. I am what you would call booming. Greatest gas in the air, so I'm boofing. She smell it, your duck is ghosting. I burn a zip for amusement. Cause when you move high, I be moving, and people can't help but be tuned in. It's a vibe, boy, they be glued in. Man, them haters be fuming. Look, I can't help that we winning, you losing. She dig it, that's what she choosing. Ain't nothing new. Cool, I'm coolin', you know how I do's it. What's there to rap about? I'm super, what's there to act about? Hop in the whip, tense blacked out, and just pop your bitch and pop back out. Like, every time that I pop out, I be bringing all this guap out. Black bottles go block out. It be bringing all the thoughts out. Oh man, every time that I pop out, big drip bring the mop out. New coupe, drop the top down. Cause I got it on lock now. Oh yeah, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. Every time that I pop out, pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out. Yeah, every time that I pop out. Every time that I pop out. A young nigga pop out clean. I mean, every time that I pop out. Every time that I pop out.
Baby, you trust me, and that's all I ever want is someone to see me as I am.
Come on.
And baby, you love me, and you make it all okay. Someone understanding to who I am. Everyone I met before just wasn't you, and I can't explain the feelings that I had for you. Got my back and yeah, you know I got yours too. I can't help but want some more. You're the person I adore. Baby, you're good for me, good for me, good for me, you're good for me. You make it all okay, you make it all okay. Cause baby, you're good for me, good for me, good for me, you're good for me. You make it all okay.
okay. I got your back like a chiropractor, no acting. You keep me grounded, mind blowing, my mind going. I peep your talent, you are one of a kind. You are lover of mine, you're so divine. Baby, bless me with a trip through your mind. I just need your T-I-M-E, just you and M-E. Together we the bird and the bee. Together we a garden, I'm your Adam and Eve. It's like a fairy tale, baby you the beauty, I'm beast. Weak in the knees like SWV. You water to me, I need you daily. Cause without you, babe, I barely can breathe. I'm just better with you. You came and saved my life. I'm in heaven with you.
Everyone I met before just wasn't you. And I can't explain the feelings that I had for you. Got my back and yeah, you know I got yours too. I can't help but want some more. You're the person I adore. Baby, you're good for me, good for me, good for me, you're good for me. You make it all okay, you make it all okay. Cause baby, you're good for me, good for me, good for me, you're good for me. You make it all okay, you make it all okay.
Baby, you're so good for me, I'm good for you. We good as we, a pet as two. I'ma share my truth, you my love that's fruitful. Usually got my heart, but for you I stop. Changed my ways, I had to pave it. Bad habits, stay fade, I got your back for days. My shining light array, I open up, no gates. You make me hold no tape. Even when my past still show me that you love me. Scarred from the fall, you have my back through it all. While I'm healing from dealings, you on my back, say you get it. I know it's real, how we feel it. I feel your love, ain't no gimmicks. Baby, you're so good for me. Baby, you're so good for me. Baby, you're so good for me.
Everyone I met before just wasn't you. And I can't explain the feelings that I had for you. Got my back and yeah, you know I got yours too. I can't help but want some more. You're the person I adore. Baby, you're good for me, good for me, good for me, you're good for me. You make it all okay, you make it all okay. Cause baby, you're good for me, good for me, good for me, you're good for me. You make it all okay, you make it all okay, babe. You make it all okay, you make it all okay, babe.
Run, young.
That boy peace with crazy.
No. I was down, now I'm really about to go get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with the vision. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh, bet that we get up. Pushing this weight, I'm doing sit-ups. I was just dirty, now I got my fit up. Too good for these bitches, I bet they gon' miss us. And I pack a bag if you think that I'm trippin'. I keep this shit brisk, like I'm sip lip down. Even though niggas don't know what to get on. You ain't shit, till your niggas go and get on. Get you some pack, go make a flip homes. Yeah, I'm stuck in my bad ways. Niggas always being burnt out, so I dip them all in the ashtray. I don't understand these niggas that just always talking about, yeah, they past ways. I don't understand these bitches always comparing me to they past days. I give a fuck about you, you give a fuck about me. I just be rapping for money, you be rapping for free. Feel like that I rap like a god, the reason they call me a G. I'm against all of these odds. Niggas ain't fucking with me. Never no worries, Hakuna Matata. They say that I'm hot cause the devil with Prada. I'm Soulja Boy first and these niggas gon' follow. Catching no feelings, you catching these hollows. Ride with Rodriguez like I fuck with Rollo. Ain't got no time when I see this Movado. Bet that bitch shine like I'm in Monte Carlo. Looking at me like I done hit the lotto. Counting your last days, get hit up. Talking that trash, Shay on Twitter. Your bitch, she be bad, yeah, I'm with her. When she see me, her face be lit up. Boy, better go ahead and mind your business. I don't go back and forth like tenor. Run this game, I don't get no finna. But we bout to get up. 10 rounds, now that nigga can't get up. That's what you get when you go fuck with division. My money be piling, we don't do division. The feds be watching, I just gotta get up. I was just down, now I'ma get up. Sleeping on me, I bet that they get up. My money was low, but now I'ma get up. Oh.